Warren Buffett is worth over $100 billion. He could buy any car ever made. A fleet of them. He could buy the company that makes them. And for decades, he drove an ordinary sedan, the kind of car a school teacher drives, until the paint faded and the model was years out of date. He still lives in the same house he bought in 1958 for $31,000. This isn't an accident. It isn't eccentricity. And it isn't him being cheap. It's a pattern. And once you see it, you'll notice it across nearly every truly wealthy family in history. Old money does not buy new things. Not new cars, not new mansions on impulse, not the latest of anything just because it's the latest. Meanwhile, the people with far less money are the ones constantly buying brand new cars, new gadgets, new everything. This looks backwards. The rich buy old, the not rich buy new. But underneath it is one of the most important principles of wealth that exists, and almost nobody is taught it. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why the wealthiest people keep the oldest things and what it reveals about how money actually works. Start with the cold mechanics of a new car. The moment you drive a new car off the lot, it loses a significant chunk of its value, sometimes 10 or 20% in minutes. Within a few years, it can be worth less than half what you paid. A new car is one of the fastest wealth-destroying purchases a person can make. It is an asset designed to fall in value the entire time you own it. Old money understands this in its bones. They see a new car for what it actually is, not a reward, but a leak. A large sum of money converted into something that will be worth dramatically less every single year. So they do the math the average buyer never does. Why absorb the steepest part of that loss? A car a few years old does the exact same job, moves you from one place to another, at a fraction of the cost, with most of the brutal depreciation already absorbed by someone else. The wealthy didn't get wealthy by ignoring this kind of math. They got wealthy by applying it to every purchase, relentlessly, for decades. The new car buyer sees a car. The old money buyer sees a depreciation schedule. But depreciation is only the surface. The real reason runs deeper, and it's psychological. Because the new car isn't really about transportation at all. It's about something the wealthy stopped needing a long time ago. Here's the uncomfortable truth about most new, flashy purchases. They aren't bought for function. They're bought to be seen. A new luxury car is a signal. It tells the world, I have arrived. I am successful. Look at me. And that signal is aimed at strangers, people whose opinion will never actually change your life. This is the deepest divide between new money and old money. New money buys things to prove its status to others. Old money has nothing to prove. Their security doesn't come from a stranger's reaction in a parking lot. It comes from what they own that no one can see. Think about what that flashy purchase really reveals. The need to display wealth is almost always a sign of insecurity about it. The person most desperate to look rich is rarely the person who actually is. Truly secure wealth feels no urge to announce itself. So when old money refuses the new car, they're not just saving money. They're refusing to play a game they consider beneath them, the game of buying approval from people who don't matter. They drive the old car precisely because they don't care what the parking lot thinks. And not caring what strangers think is itself a form of wealth most people never reach. Now the part that turns this from a mindset into a fortune. Old money doesn't just avoid the loss on the new car. They see what that same money becomes if it's kept and put to work instead. Every dollar not spent on a depreciating object is a dollar that can be invested in something that grows. And money that grows compounds. The wealthy run this calculation automatically. This is not just the price of a car. This is what this money would become in 20 years if I didn't spend it here. That reframing changes everything. A large sum spent on a new luxury car isn't just that sum. It's everything that money would have multiplied into over the following decades. Gone. The wealthy feel that future loss as if it were real, because to them it is. This is why old money can seem almost painfully restrained with everyday spending while being enormously wealthy. They're not depriving themselves. They simply see every purchase in two numbers at once, what it costs today and what it costs their future. The old car isn't a sacrifice. It's a choice to let money keep working, instead of cashing it out for a moment of being seen. The new car buyer spends the future to look good in the present. Old money protects the future and ignores the present's opinion entirely. So it's depreciation, plus the refusal to signal, plus the power of compounding. But there's one final layer, the one that explains why old money keeps not just old cars, but old everything. And it reveals the deepest difference of all. Walk into a genuinely old money home, and you'll notice something strange. The things are old. Worn leather chairs, furniture passed down for generations, rugs that have faded, a watch that belonged to a grandfather. Nothing is new, and nothing is trying to be. This is the same principle as the car, extended to an entire way of living. New money fills its life with new objects, because new is proof of recent success. Old money keeps things for decades, because their possessions were never meant to be proof of anything. There's a quiet confidence in it. When a family has had wealth for generations, a brand new object adds nothing to their sense of security. The 50-year-old dining table works perfectly. The decades-old car still runs. Replacing them just to have something newer would feel, to them, slightly absurd, like paying money to solve a problem that doesn't exist. And there's a deeper logic underneath. Old things that are well made and well kept often hold or even gain value, while new things mostly lose it. The family that keeps and maintains tends to preserve wealth. The one that constantly upgrades and replaces slowly bleeds it. Across a single generation, that difference is small. Across several, it's the difference between a dynasty and a family that quietly ran out of money. Keeping old things isn't about being frugal. It's about understanding that real wealth is measured in what you hold, not in what you replace. So what does this actually mean for anyone building wealth today? It does not mean you must drive a broken-down car or live without comfort. The lesson isn't deprivation. It's a shift in how you see every purchase. First, separate function from signal. Before any major purchase, ask one honest question. Am I buying this because I need it, or because I want to be seen with it? The first is fine. The second is the leak. Old money simply stopped paying for the second one. Second, see the second number. Every significant purchase has two prices, what it costs today and what that money would have become if it kept working. Train yourself to see both. Most bad financial decisions look very different the moment you see the future cost. Third, value keeping over replacing. A well-made thing maintained for decades is a quiet form of wealth building. The constant upgrade cycle, newer, flashier, latest, is a quiet form of wealth bleeding. Choose to be the kind of person who keeps. Warren Buffett could have driven anything. He chose the old car, the old house, the simple life, not because he couldn't afford more, but because he understood that looking rich and being rich are two completely different things, and that chasing the first is how you lose the second. The richest people drive the oldest cars for one simple reason. They already won the game everyone else is still trying to look like they've won. New money buys new to be seen. Old money keeps old because it has nothing to prove. The car in the driveway was never the point. The fortune you can't see always was.